Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 7, and today is War Day. We are going to carpet the world in tanks, in airplanes, in artillery, in rockets, everything we can get our hands on. Starting off with Baghdad, actually, believe it or not, we will be raining down Katyushas and even field cannon shot. I've also got my navy moving in here to assist, and even Guangzhou is not safe. You should be able to take that in a couple of turns of blasting. So the main innovation, the main strategy that we're going to be using here in this episode is to really focus. Like, we spent the last episode building up our production economy, right? We've got 150 production in back, which is an absurd amount of production, and now we'll be able to produce units in 1 to 2 turns. So we'll be able to drown the world in units very, very rapidly. Another war has been declared. We are at war with everyone except for J-Riz. Which is incredible. Charlemagne has declared war on me. I'm at war with the entire world, which is insane. So Wailuku has a huge happiness penalty right now, so it would do us well to try to offset that. This is a 40% production penalty in here, so I think we're going to spend a little bit of money. Let's get ourselves a +6 department store right there. That'll shave off a little bit of that unhappiness. I'll also get a city park right here. I'll try and get that even higher. And I'll grab this farm right here with a little bit of extra happiness, so we can just maybe try to shave off that little bit. Kai Huli also has negative happiness, which is a problem. I think first what I'll build is the factory to get the production up a little bit. And we'll come back to try to deal with the happiness problem in there a little bit later. Let's move our fleet up into Fay Camp, get all of our fleets into position, and then we will use the coastal bombardment ability to hit the city. We'll capture it with this cruiser, who will then use that city as a safe place to level up. We have the second of the 3 military ideology steps. This is the militaristic legacy point here. And my fleet commander has leveled up. I'm going to grab the gunfire support, which will give my naval units a splash ability so that they will do extra damage. And then I will grab order to give them +5 combat strength, which is really nice. It's going to help speed up. We'll take a couple less turns to finish off capturing all these islands. We'll capture all these islands and then we'll move on to capture the mainland. I wonder if this Katyusha could finish him off. No, you can't. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to press H to tell you to heal, and then I will bombard this guy. I also need to take out these Marines. Let's make sure we get kills and we retreat where possible to safe distances for healing. I've got a row of new land ships on their way forward now, caterpillaring their way to the front line. So unfortunately, we've got a huge, massive war that has broken out here, except for me and J-Riz. Me and J-Riz are still in good standing with each other, believe it or not. All right, we're going to rain down missiles on Baghdad again to try and clear out these enemy ships on the water. Take some shots. Let's bring up the dreadnoughts to hammer the city itself. See if we can't clear it out. All right, Baghdad has fallen. It belongs to me. I will be keeping that settlement. My army commander over here leveled up. I'm going to go down the bastion tree. I'm a big fan of like the fortified bastion tree. It makes you very hard to kill. All right, that's the end of the turn. So we got a little bit of a squall line hitting one of our cities. It's actually over in our capital. You can see our palace right there. Unfortunate. But there's militarism. We get extra gold towards purchasing units, and units are cheaper. We also have extra production towards naval units, but they are more expensive. And we have the Brandenburg Gate, which will allow us to ignore a large amount of unhappiness in our settlement. So we will want the Brandenburg Gate. I'm going to make it a priority because the extra happiness from it is really going to help us with our yields. When we finish the radio tech, we'll get a huge production boost in the city thanks to the Mayan unique quarter. Hagmatana has grown. Let's keep on growing. Ardabil has grown as well. We'll grab another fish. Hopefully we can get that added to our trading network. Speaking of getting our trading network, this city is not actually connected to the trading network. So I'm going to build the granary, and then I want to build a fishing quay, and I'll put a port right there too. That will mean this is connected to my network, which is good. I think getting globalism for the +1 settlement limit will be quite useful. It will sort of help us deal with some of the happiness in the short term. And in the meantime, I'm going to start sending my fleets up here to the north so that we can take out any of these remaining islands. There is an annoying little city, Kabul, in here that I find extremely annoying. Our diplomatic influence is like extremely negative due to the number of cities that we're occupying. That will and should only get worse. in time. But Delhi shouldn't be too difficult for us to take with just some land units because we mostly have tanks. It's interesting that I could put that tank on that on that mountain. What? What is going on here? Excuse me, sir? That is a terrifying. That's like a special unit from Warhammer or something. That's crazy. Okay, Parsa is super negative on the happiness. That's fine. We've already built the happiness buildings to try to offset that. If we were to continue to build buildings, this city would start to take even more negative penalties to its yields. So ideally, I want to avoid that. I will probably build the radio station and the tenement because they both give happiness. But for now, I'm going to tell this city to make a combination of land ships and Katyusha rocket launchers just to kind of build out our military. We've got some tier 3 units now coming out of Benjamin Franklin's cities. So we're going to want to try to intercept him and not let him land those. While they aren't the strongest units, they will be annoying to deal with. I think killing Benjamin Franklin is going to be an important move, but I need to wait until I have more units up here to provide support. All right, let's start hammering Guangzhou. Should fall reasonably quickly. One more turn of bombardment and we will see it fall. Awesome. There's our economic legacy point. That's our first one. And we also got radio. Radio's big, right? That influence and the happiness is going to really help keep our Sim City going, as is the extra happiness from tenements. So we're going to need to get both of those buildings up in our cities. Yeah, we got a newfangled communication. Let's go and tap out some messages in Morse code. Tarsus has grown. We have mostly ageless buildings in here, so I'm thinking, let me have a look. I'm gonna put some specialists on the port because that's worth a lot of money. In Astrakhan, we're still in the process of growing. Non-Halima's town is now growing. Awesome. Ostia is growing. We'll go ahead and keep growing. Grow. J Riz is going to give me some influence. Thank you, J Riz. That's going to help offset the fact that I have such negative influence. I'm going to research mastery of radio because I want that +1 happiness and happiness buildings, and I also want the culture on culture buildings isn't as important because I'm not building culture buildings, but the extra happiness, each point of happiness we can cram into a city is a 2% increase in yields if the city is unhappy. So it's a really, really, really big deal. Like, this city is 50% worse because it has -25 unhappiness, but it doesn't really show you that in the UI, which is something I'm going to add to my list of I have a list of, like, here are the things they need to fix about the UI. So the assault on Bayou is underway. We have to clear out some of these Marines. I'm going to attack with the Dreadnought first, which will open up a flanking position on this cruiser. And I believe cruisers do like to flank more than they do to get direct engagements. Let's move our fleet commander up a little bit, and then we'll use the coordinated barrage to take out Bayou's defenses. That will level up the fleet commander. I'm going to grab reinforced hull so that flanking units take less reciprocal damage when they are flanking. So now we've reached a point where in this war, or at least this war front, the lack of a competent army commander is actually starting to be a problem. Now, it wasn't really a problem for a while, but now it's a problem because we need an army commander. I think we have one on the way. He's just slow. But once he's up here, he'll start gathering experience, providing us bonuses, so we'll be able to push. I set up a bunch of army commanders as garrisons. I mean, I was experimenting to see, is that worth doing? And I don't know if it is. I think it's better to just use your army commanders on the front line. But I'm going to stick with the strategy choice that I made because that's how you learn, right? You stick to your guns and you see how something feels, and then the next game you try something different, right? And you see how that feels. And by constantly experimenting, you slowly figure out, like, what feels good to do and what doesn't. This is how we vibe out different strategies. I am quite tempted to put a settler. I would have liked to put a settler there because it would have captured that gold. Annoyingly, that gold isn't captured by anyone. I really don't like the way in Civilization 7 that there's like these gaps in your empire. All right, let's come forward and keep Katyusha-ing to take down these defenses a little bit. Blast. You took a little bit of too much damage, so I'm going to go ahead and pillage for a heal. I'll attack with this tank to hopefully break the district defenses, and then attack with this tank to hopefully take the district, protecting this field gun from future counterattacks. I'll deploy a field gun here and deploy my rifle infantry now that he's healed here as well, and we can start pushing up into Delhi. I'm going to start, I might start peeling off some naval units for the support of the attack here on America, but pretty much there's a global war going on. One might call it a globe war, perhaps some sort of world war. All right, Guangzhou is mine now, and there is the victory, the modern military age victory achieved. Now, we don't necessarily have to go down that victory track, right? We can choose to just keep conquering, and I think that's what I want to do. I want to go for a world conquest. I've never done a world conquest in Civilization 7 before, and so I think setting up for that could be really interesting. I've also been making sure to protect my city-states as much as I possibly can, because I don't want to lose the bonuses that they provide. The extra combat strength is nice. It's not a huge amount of combat strength, I will admit that, but it is a significant amount of combat strength. Listen, guys, okay? It does not have to be huge to be significant, okay? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, all right? Let's keep blasting Delhi. We'd like to take down the defenses if we could. There we go. They're basically gone. I'm going to use both of these field guns to take out this sepoy that's in a flanking position. I'll keep advancing north. We want to capture this city. I would prefer to raise these, honestly. I hate them, but I'm going to keep them just because. And honestly, sometimes just because is the best reason. All right, coordinated land barrage. Then we can capture Bayou. So we're officially 7 over our settlement limit. So we're taking as heavy a settlement penalty as we will ever take. All right, Kou has been expanded. We have all of our rural tiles already. I'll start building up this tile because I think I could fit maybe a building or two that are of high quality in there. I definitely want the opera house and the radio station for influence. So I'm going to queue them up while we're in the middle of building a fleet commander. Kai Feng has grown, and we'll just continue to grow, picking up resources, all that sort of stuff. I got a new army commander over here. Let's grab Assault and Initiative, the two best ones, and we'll bring you over to that railway station so we can teleport you to the front line. Now, St. Petersburg has taken a little bit of damage from natural disasters, which is, you know, reasonable. It's got plenty of happiness in here, so we don't actually need to build a happiness building, but we would like to build the radio station, again, for that diplomatic influence. And then I'm going to queue up the Manhattan project so that we can get the nuclear weapons. So St. Petersburg will be busy for a while. I have a good chunk of gold in the bank. Now, Waknabal is a finished town, right? Needs no more. I think Kalakmul could be finished as well. Like, let's see here. You've got like negative happiness in here, which sucks. Could convert it to a city. I don't know if I necessarily want to. All right, I'm going to send some cruisers to go support the attack on Puteoli. We'll rain down Katusha rockets on these tanks. Not the strongest, but they don't have to be. The goal isn't necessarily to win the war immediately, but to set ourselves up for victory. Do see an airplane here, and we're beginning the bombardment of Yasodharapura. I've got 4,000 gold in the bank. Let's come to, I think Kalakmul is a good candidate, honestly, here. I'll build a port, I'll build a rail station, and we'll save up for the factory. Because I want to turn this into a factory town, I think, or a fishing town. Bactria is in trouble. I'll buy a military unit next turn to see what we can do. But there are these Marines coming down through this way. I'll need to divert some troops here to protect that. All right, let's blast away Delhi's defenses and then take the city. Come on now, you can capture that. Come on. There you go. Right, Delhi is mine. We'll keep it. They get 3 sepoys because their capital fell. It's kind of an interesting thing because I can just immediately kill them. There is a huge convoy of J-Riz units just floating on by my land. Amazing. I could ally J-Riz. I mean, it's not a terrible move, honestly. He seems to have just ignored the concept of an ideology. But if I get him into my alliance, he might have to declare and join some wars, which would be kind of funny. J-Riz is going to be the final boss of this match. So we finished the Brandenburg Gate, which is great. We finished globalism. There's another settlement limit. We are on the verge, culture buildings, happiness from happiness buildings. We're on the verge of 0 influence possible here for our empire. These are why we have Cossacks. It's to intercept units that get behind the lines. I'm going to pop into Bactria, grab myself a field gun to defend the city center, and I'll pull back some tanks to assist. This tank slipped on through our defensive line. Let's see if we can't clear him out. All right, he's dead now. Katusha rockets are protected. Bactria has grown. Definitely not a bad idea to grow to a little bit of that happiness. Hamadan has grown. I have noticed that I feel like when there's happiness on a tile, you don't actually get the happiness, right? Like 2.7 here in this city, right? I claim this that has 3 happiness on it. 5.7. Okay, sometimes the game makes me a liar of me, because sometimes I will click that and I won't get the benefit, and I'm very confused by it. But we're going to start researching flight now. This is the big innovation that's going to make our war ideally a lot easier. Hegemony would give us a settlement limit, but I'm going to prioritize capitalism. Okay, we've dealt with Xerxes, which means we need to think about where we want to redivert this army to. We could push through, now that we're allied with J-Riz, we could push through to Madrid with this land army. Capturing Madrid, it would get us gold, a bunch of resources. better control of the entire continent. Right, we're going to hit this ship of the line, take him out. And this army commander needs to get on a railway over here to defend Bactria. I love that I can use the railway to get in behind and in between these enemy units. It's important to note. All right, we're in position. We're starting to surround Puteoli. We're getting our cruisers over here as well. And while they are the strongest dreadnoughts, they can bombard cities. I'll pull this dreadnought back to heal while we push on towards Hastings. Let's use the coordinated bombard, blow that up. And I think my army commander here actually managed to get a level. So I'll take the raking fire. So naval units get +3 combat strength when defending. That's really useful. It means we'll take less damage and have to heal less often. That's always a positive as far as I'm concerned. You've taken a little bit more damage than I'd like, so I'm going to pull this cruiser back to a safe place as we continue to break their districts and kill their units. We'll eventually get more units over here, but you know how it is. We're still in the process of building up our empire. As our armies grow larger, each and every turn is going to slowly grow longer. Now, we definitely don't want to allow our enemies to hit us with negative war weariness. So we're going to want to buy that up above negative to avoid... Ooh, 25% production towards landship. Awesome. To avoid losing too much happiness all at once. Just simply isn't ideal. All right, we're slowly blasting Puteoli. Let's attack the city walls. Hastings should fall this turn is my hope. Grab it with a cruiser. Come over here, kill this dreadnought. And St. Petersburg has grown. Let's keep slapping down as many of these specialists as possible. Kahuli has grown as well. Happiness is a problem in here, so we want to avoid picking things that give us negative happiness. Timothy's house has grown. We'll just keep growing. Grow. Right, we will be keeping this settlement. Remember, we can't take any more settlement penalties, so like, why would we care? You know what I mean? Calicmul, I'm going to purchase a factory, and then now that it has a factory, I'm going to come in here, take out the whales, and possibly add some more fish to our factory network. Which means we should be at an absurd amount of growth potential. And one of the ways we can kind of power on through the negative yields is by just growing more. More pops we have, the more we can ignore the negative penalties. All right, I'm going to Katusha rocket here to soften up this marine. And then I'm going to hit him with a tank to lower his health again. Got a whole process going on here as we slowly but surely grind our way through enemy forces. All right, that means you're cleaned up. These two guys take a turn to heal. Move this army commander to the front. Land ship. I can't believe nobody claimed Candy. We're now officially negative on influence. We are losing influence per turn. There is an ultimate penalty to being a warmonger, and that is having no influence in the world. Iwa has grown. Nice. La Hyena has grown. We're continuing to use that. Bach has grown. It has slightly negative on the happiness side of things. But there's not a huge amount I can do about that in certain cities. Oh yeah, the fish must have like activated or something because like pretty much every town is growing, which is crazy valuable. That's the power of fish, baby. Okay, we went down the left side bastion tree on this commander. The reason you go down this side is so that you get +2 combat strength to your units. Then I believe fortifications give you +6, that's +8. And then another 3 from fortifications. So you get a +11 combat strength on the defense, which pretty much makes your units on par with the AI's units, but only on the defense. All right, this cruiser got hit. We're going to keep hammering the city district. The main goal is to capture the city if we can. Pillage with you. There's still 2 more cities to the north that we would like to clean up before we swooped in on top of like Washington and Rome and all that stuff. So let's keep those fleets moving. All right, Parsa, you're at -18.9 happiness. So we definitely want to get the radio station for the influence and the tenement for the happiness as well. So where's the tenement going to go? Put it right here beside the cannery. And then I guess I'll park the radio station over right there. A few turns and city will be looking really nice. It's going to take a turn to heal on a bunch of these units and start redirecting some of them back north. We'll leave a few tanks around here to protect, but I don't think we need a huge army to defend my homelands. All right, army commander, I want you to assemble as many troops as you can. That's all 4. Let's sort of move him out over towards Madrid. That's going to be the next thing that we want to take out. Non-Halima's town is ready to grow. Probably should grow towards the sugar. Fey Camp has grown. Bayou has grown. Enemies' espionage action succeeded against me, but we did detect it, so they'll get hurt on their influence side of things. Okay, Tarsus. The city of Tarsus still needs some orders. It's missing its factory and military academy. I'll put it here because this is a +2. It's beside 2 resources, so military academy is down. Get the factory as well. I'll keep you busy for a little while. Waialuku has a happiness problem, but we also need to get our factory down to get that production going. I'm going to put it down on top of the military academy. And once that's done, we'll want the radio station plus the tenement for happiness. So radio station gets a little bit of adjacency from the wonder over there. Then I wouldn't mind an opera house, and I also want the tenement. I'm going to put the tenement here with the cannery, but I'm going to put the tenement slightly higher on the list. And I actually think happiness buildings, like the radio station and the tenement, actually do more for me before the production buildings do. So we'll let them go through. I could actually, you know what I could do? I could buy the tenement. We're at 21 happiness. I buy the tenement. Boom. It did nothing. Hold on. Is it too early in the day and I'm just not awake yet? +1 happiness on quarters. Tenement. Modern food building. That's at 21. Bro. These are quarters. Where was my happiness? Oh my God, I don't even know what to tell you. I do not even know what to tell you what just happened there. It's confusing. It's strange. It's weird. All right, I'm going to pull this tank back to heal, and I will replace you with this tank on the front line. Pop this cruiser into Fey Camp to heal, pull you back as well. We'll blast Pudioli, capture the city, or at the very least one of the fortified districts in there. We'll fire some Katyushas, soften up these guys. This landship is fortified. You need to heal. You need to heal as well, Katyusha. I'm going to get you to heal. You might die. That's fine. My dreadnought that has been built in who is healing in Kahuli, I'm going to send him east to support this. You've taken a beating, so I'm going to pull you back to heal. We're starting to run into air forces, so I'm going to pull off from this front line because we're not making real progress by attacking here, so I'm going to redirect my naval units up onto the American front, because that's somewhere we can actually make some progress. Blow up this little Zamindar boat, bring the Katyusha forward, and we'll rain down rockets on their head with a nice splash damage. Oh, you'll love to see it. Attack this landship in the water to level up my naval commander. And actually, we did manage to get enough experience to level up, so I'm going to grab Fusillade here. Naval units in the command radius that have full health will have first strike. That's +5 combat strength with a full health. And we'll also take the order promotion for the +5 combat strength. That's basically +1 tech level. Very nice. I'll scooch on over to the next turn. The Motagua River has flooded, and we built the Manhattan Project. It was very nice. So we do have access to nuclear weapons and the ability to win the game. Awesome. Now, we have access to aerodromes as well as squadron commanders in the transoceanic flight. We might want to build an aerodrome or two to start building up our air capabilities. Waialuku, I'm going to purchase the radio station in here because that'll help massively with the happiness. Ardabil, get me another fish. Yes. It's so big. So much fish. Someone was stealing our nationalism civic. That's fine. I mean, people can steal from me and that's fine. Back, you need your radio station. I don't even know if the tenement works, but I know you need your radio station. Let's have a look here. I've got an 8-4. I've got a 10-4. I'll go for the 10-4. 10 happiness is really strong. St. Petersburg, you do not need happiness. You could be where we get our aerodrome. Alternatively, the funny thing is it takes about half as long to build a nuclear weapon as it does just to win the game. So the only reason I would ever do this is because I want to blow stuff up. Let's grab the aerodrome and I'll plunk it next to the railroad. I'm going to grab Mastery of Flight for the +2 production on military buildings. That'll be really nice. Yeah, I have a nuclear weapon, but no way to deploy it. The game is like, use the nuke, blow stuff up, kill, destroy. The game made me do it, guys, okay? Okay, we're diverting this navy to finish the conquest of our home continent. Might have been too ambitious to try to conquer 2 continents at the same time. So we're just going to focus on 1 continent. It's the kind of guy I am. I'm a 1-continent guy, you know? I'm loyal. You might call me monocontinous, unless it's with your mom. Then I'm polycontinous. I don't even know what we're saying anymore. Sometimes I just say shit, dude. All right, let's start bombing this. Zip you guys back. You're healing. Zip you in. Give them the launch. That's fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. All right, I'm going to fortify this tank here and then send these 2 tanks back up to reinforce the north. This guy fortified in this tile should be able to hold basically forever. Jesus, Kusa just took a bombing. I don't even know what caused that. It looks like a flood, although it doesn't look like much was actually damaged. It just looks like there was a flood. All right, let's bomb Falaise. We should be able to take it next turn. It's tempting to raise it because of its terrible positioning. Like if it was literally here's perfect. This is like, what a terrible settlement routine. All right, let's start Katyushaing. We're not going to push in here for a turn. First thing we're going to do is make sure we get this army commander built up. We'll go down the left side of the bulwark tree. I'll use these guys to build fortifications inside J-Riz's lands. We'll deploy ourselves a few field guns to blast these guys. My rifle infantry is chilling. Yeah, just chill for a turn, you're good. Clear out that tank, please. Okay, Beirut is also on the cards. Let's step forward with the fleet commander, and then we can start blasting this. I really wish there was a hotkey. That's going down on the list. All right, they're all asking me for peace, but I refuse. This is a global domination, and so my objective is to stay at war pretty much indefinitely while we just obliterate everyone on the map. It's annoying that you can't attack through a unit. So we'll take Falaise next turn. That's fine. Non-Halimus town is fine. You're safe. Tarsus has grown. Oh yeah. Ko's grown. Alrighty, let's keep on growing. Alright, I got another fleet commander that I can use to... this one I'm going to use to support the invasion of America. I'm going to pull you back a tile so that you can pillage for health in the fight against this guy. And pull you over here to hopefully pillage that. You've taken some damage. Let's scoot our Katyushas. Scooches, start raining down rockets on Lugdunum. This army commander leveled up. We'll go for the Resolute promotion, which will allow units to heal. We'll also take +5 combat strength. You tank, you might just have to tank this damage that I... well, no, I'll pull you back. I'm a nice leader. All right, combination of rockets and stuff are protecting here. You stay fortified on this tile. Timothy's house is in danger. Shoot that man. Don't let them endanger Timothy. Timothy's house. We need to protect Timothy's house. No, please. All right, I'm going to Katyusha this guy because I'm hoping that this will kill him. Perfect. And whatever was around him will get splash damaged as well. That's the dream. I've got a Dreadnought coming in to support the invasion of Puteoli. These 2 cruisers in Fey Camp need to heal up. Beirut will fall. District captured. What else do we need to capture? I guess we need to capture this. We're going to need a military unit over there. Stat. I'll send a Cossack. Fleet commander leveled up. We will take Fusillade, +5 combat strength when at full health. And the +1 command radius will be really useful to keep allied ships. Oh, it's Baltimore. All right, we're invading Madrid now. It should be a pretty comfy invasion. Me and Oomphy's doing some invasions, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what an Oomphy is. I see people post it, and I'm like, that's an internet word now. It's like crash out. Like, the word crash out just appeared out of nowhere. Words just appear now, man. And you know what? I've talked about this a lot on my channel over the years. I feel like I'm starting to get to that place where I'm, old man yelling at cloud, or like, it's I used to know what it was, and then I was old, the Grandpa Simpson, and it'll happen to you. Dude, it's happening to me. I think right about like the first time the word skibbity was ever uttered in the human race, that was when I was like, that was when you could cut me open and start counting the rings to see how old I was. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. I don't even know what a skibbity is, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask. Okay, La Hyena has finished growing all of its stuff. I'm going to now make it a fishing town because we have no more tiles that we can go to. So it's sending all of its food to Hilo, which is ideal. And Ostia has grown. We're going to keep growing, making 1,700 gold per turn, which is kind of crazy. We'll keep this settlement. Kapa over here is going to need one of the most amount of help out of all, like a lot of my cities. Not all, a lot. So I'm probably going to buy it a department store and a radio station to make it happier. I can't afford the radio station, so it's getting a department store, and it's just going to have to like it. Like it or lump it, baby. All right, let's grab hegemony, and then we will grab commander promotion. Oh, nice. We got our first aerodrome commander. If I do a transoceanic flight, we should get an air commander. I could just also recruit one. It would take 1 turn to get one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come into Hilo. I'm going to buy myself a factory. And the reason I'm buying the factory is so I can come down here to Hilo and start thinking about like coffee. 5% production towards buildings and wonders. That's excellent. And then I'll put some pearls in here to offset some of the happiness penalties that we're taking. All right, let's bombard right here. Taking them out. Let's get them. All right, so we're finally getting a proper attack on Lugdunum going after many, many moons of setting up our economy. All right, let's scooch up with our army commander, and our Katyusha rockets are going to rain down on the central army commander here. District. Let's start field gunning wherever we can. Yeah, but mostly I'm just like very slow pushing, taking my time. I'm not in a rush, right? We do not need to win the war like super fast. I mean, I guess technically, right, like the age will run out eventually. All right, so we lost a Katyusha over here because we just don't have enough units on the front line. Mostly because I'm just constantly trying to build the buildings I can to keep my economy pumping. Iwa has grown here. Only a few more growth events, and it's maxed out. Timothy's house is almost maxed out, actually. Baghdad is 1 growth event away from being maxed out. buy you is 2 growth events from being maxed out. Okay, Bach, I need you to just crank out land ships for me now. I need practically infinite land ships to just pump at the enemy. We need to kill this tank here. I'm going to pillage with you. There's artillery on the shoreline, which I'm not a fan of. We need to take that out. Once I have a healthy number of trench fighters, I'm thinking 6 trench fighters is what we'll need. This squadron commander is going to take the logistics promotion for the +2 slots. And we're going to go for field commission and danger close, so that we can provide ground support with 6 bombers. We can actually possibly speed up how quickly we can get this together by buying a trench fighter every turn, which would mean squadron commander. For now, I need you to establish an air base. See how close can I get you to Madrid? Maybe this is close enough. I'm gonna start sending you these guys. I will need an air base in Bactria as well, so that's something I need to be considering. Okay, Parsa is fully built. I don't think I can build an air base in here, which is fine, but I'm going to go ahead and just spam Katyushas. I'm going to research armor so we can get tier 3 units, and also the +3 combat strength for ranged and siege units will be really useful from the armor mastery. In terms of buildings and helo, I still need my radio station. For sure we need the radio station. Plonk that right there and keep on growing. I'm going to go through and try to find cities that could use happiness to keep them afloat. Like Parsa here, adding resources is worth 1 happiness per turn, and then if we give them furs, it'll actually be perfectly good happiness. This is probably something I should have been doing more, but I was just being lazy, aka just playing badly. I could have had a lot more efficient yields if I was actually giving a damn. But this is part of the learning process, right? We're figuring out how do you actually play this game? Because we'll give you furs, we'll give you an extra 3 whales, like, that starts to add up, you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely the resource placement minigame is definitely an area where I need to get like better, both from like a knowledge point of view, but also like an effort point of view. It's something I just don't put a lot of time and effort into, and so I often end up with really suboptimal resource distributions. All right, a lot of growth events coming through this turn. That's very, very normal. Let's take the +3 combat strength for units. And do we have any cards that we can get happiness in our towns? Not really, but I'm going to take land heritage because that should help a little bit. In Kahului, I need the radio station of the opera house. For some reason I can't shoot. It's because there's a dreadnought protecting him. You can't ground shoot if there's a dreadnought protecting. Interesting. Okay, we're moving up. We're going to start Katyushing over here because I want these units to all die from the splash and direct damage. Perfect. And now we can come back and reassess. I would like to get the assault tree. I want to get the +3 combat strength for siege units. That'll make our Katyushas a lot stronger, and our tanks when they're attacking. Let's keep damaging this tank, and you can fortify, I believe. There you go. Awesome. That'll make you harder to kill. We've got a dive bomber. Make sure we take out those land ships. Don't let them do you dirty. All right, we're in the process of obliterating Madrid. We're slowly but surely attacking. We're not looking to get crazy advancements. We're just looking to peck away. Let's grab this Russian coastal city. We'll zip in there and it'll be mine now. We have conquered a significant portion of the world. We do need to check if there's any of these coastal cities up here to the north. I don't know if the AI can really stop me at this point. I would doubt it. Right, let's capture Baltimore as well. There we go. We will make that my city. Boom. We've pretty much captured the entire island chain here. And then we're going to be starting to look in to attack here. It's kind of interesting that I can see like enemy ships in the fog of war. I don't know if that's intentional, but like, I think there's actually a ship there. Weird. Right, so let's start raining down some Katyusha rockets on Lugdunum. We'll take these guys out. All right, nice and clean. Now let's recapture Puteoli. We also have to capture this district. There's a mott on that thing. It's weird. I really don't like this. Has got to go into AI feedback here. AI should heavily prioritize making their unique quarters. I would go as far as to say it was better when you couldn't, when quarters were actually a thing. I think it was just better because now I capture this city and I don't get the Norman benefit, you know what I mean? Because the AI is bad at the game, which just feels bad for me. Because in theory, like in Civ 6, you know, the unique infrastructure that you would get from another player would disappear once you conquered their city. But in Civ 7, you get to keep it. But the problem is if the AI doesn't really know how to use the infrastructure correctly and they're not building them together, well, that sucks. It sucks and it doesn't feel good. And It makes me sad. A floating tank on the water, just getting hit by some rockets. You know how it is. All right, let's rebase another trench fighter over here. Oh, actually, we've got a tank there. Let's combined bomb it. I'll purchase myself another trench fighter who I'll reposition. So we're up to 4. We only need to build 2 more. So probably only need to build 1 more, and I'll buy one. And then we'll be good to go. We have a fully decked out squadron commander here, just laying trench fighters everywhere. Now, oh my god, Madrid, whoever was in Madrid just popped out like a bunch of units. But the beautiful efficiency of the Katyusha rocket is the AoE damage. We are going to make some fortifications for the purpose of holding the line, and we'll do some pillaging as well. My army commander has earned a level. I'm going to go down for the defilade combat strength boost so that my units are stronger on the defense. My dreadnought here got caught off guard. Let's move up with dreadnoughts and the naval commander. Hold this line here. We'll build a nice sort of wall of ships. All right, there's hegemony. We don't really need settlement limit, but it's fine. I'm not even really narrating the growth events that I'm getting because I think they just, you know, they get in the way. I'm going to do all of these civic tree bonuses because Ada Lovelace loves those. Should I make a new squadron commander and fill it with bombers? I might. Yeah, you know what? I think I will. I'm going to make myself a new squadron commander and we'll get to work on filling it with bombers really quick. I'm going to buy myself a trench fighter. We're going to rebase those over to my other guy. And then this squadron commander we will use to bombard some enemy units. First things first, we want to get rid of this tank over here. Now, we did actually get a promotion on this guy, which is nice. So the thing that's brilliant about ranged units is the fact that they have such ability to reach out and touch your enemies, right? To do damage to them. The squadron commander has leveled up. I'm going to go for the aerial reconnaissance ability. Although, actually, being able to upgrade friendly air units, even when packed, is quite good. I'm going to build an aerodrome because this will act as a nice place to rebase our forces from. Plus also the extra production adds up. Now we're still raining rockets down on Madrid in the hopes that we can slowly clean this up. All right, those Marines are dealt with. Let's keep pushing forward. And so Puteoli is mine now, which is good. It wasn't even the same city with these 2 buildings. Yeesh. Clearing out units on the ocean so they can't get a strong invasion on us. I think my Cossack is here to finally capture Barun. So that's going to belong to me now. And I think with the capture of Barun, we own this entire chain of islands. You can see here, we've got all the way from Iwa and Lahina to this giant island that we conquered alongside all of these little ones that we conquered up to Barun and Baltimore. So we own the bridge between these 2 continents, which is fantastic. We have an aerodrome commander in here. I'll just take the logistics slot on him so he can hold that. So this could be acting as an airbase for us. Now, the nice thing about this is that it sets us up to continue to expand. And in particular, bring our fleet down to act as shore bombardment support as we push up through America. Now, I haven't really been building much in the way of actual military units. I've kind of been lazy about how much military I built. If I had focused much harder on military, I probably would have been further along in the war. But this is part of the learning process, right? Like, now I know maybe I need to prioritize more military if I'm going to go for a world domination. Like, just pump out units and use my gold to develop my economy in a few like central production centers. Okay, Calakmul just got its final pop. So I think I could make this into a fishing town, and so I will. And now it'll share its food with all the connected cities that are nearby because it doesn't need any more population, right? It's got everything. I mean, I guess I should add a grocer though, because that's going to be an extra 26 food getting sent around my network. The ironworks would give us 12 gold per turn. It would probably never pay itself off. Yeah, I'm starting to like modify and think about, like, I don't think the ironworks is ever worth building in the modern era. In fact, I don't think warehouse buildings are ever worth building in towns in the modern age. Because, like, if you think about this, right, let's say the average length of an age is 100 turns, okay? We come into Calakmul. If I pay 1,000 gold, this is never going to pay itself off. Now, if there was another age, it might be worth it. But yeah, I just don't think this is ever worth it. Like, let's say I were to take this, right? Say I pop it down right there. It's never paying itself off. And I actually think that's a significant and important revelation that I've developed just there. Like, that's gonna be setting the way that we play the game, right? This is why we do stuff like World Conquest. This is why we play the game in a weird way, because we start to think about the game differently, and we start to think about, okay, how do I optimize a world conquest? Like, because now I'm already starting to think, like, what if I was optimizing a world conquest from turn 1, right? What would I do differently? All right, I'm finally starting to build tanks and not just land ships. I'm going to use my gold to spend a bit of time upgrading. We can begin pounding the city districts in Lugdunum. We'll zip you back for a quick upgrade, and then we'll grab the first city district here. In St. Petersburg, I think I want to start recruiting bombers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bombers to go into this squadron commander. I'm going to give him logistics so that he can fit 6 bombers in him. And we'll use this to control the space here to the left. So I've got one out here on the right who's doing the job of just clearing out any enemies that are sort of annoying us. I'll start using them up here on Madrid as well, actually. No, actually, you just got a level up, sir. The squadron commander. +3 combat strength for air-packed units when attacking an enemy unit that's adjacent to a friendly unit. And we can get the +5 combat strength commendation. So we should start seeing pretty significant amounts of extra damage. Yeah, look at those defensive districts just getting pounded. So Madrid is very well defended, but we are now starting to break it. And the beautiful thing is the sheer amount of damage we do to these tanks with these trench bombers. So the trench fighter's done. Let's start. Well, we could upgrade to Katusha level 3. And that's +5 combat strength. I mean, if we look here, 69 versus 73, that's a big chunk. Or 64 versus 73. I'm going to take the upgrade. This isn't really a concerted effort to try and break through here. We're just sieging slowly. We'll take armor 2 so that we can get +3 combat strength for our ranged and siege units. I'm going to research the globalism mastery for Ada Lovelace's science bonus. I'm really quite happy to be catching a lot of these enemy units on the float here because, you know, every time I kill one of these, that's a significant chunk of enemy production that has been dealt with. Our navy is starting to arrive in Ravenna, and we can use our coordinated bombardment to start taking out some of these coastal districts. Baghdad has finished laying down its last population, so I'm going to go ahead and make this into a fishing town. I think in that case it does make sense to maybe buy the grocer and the city. I'm not sure it's connected to anything just yet, but hopefully it will be. Okay, coming into Waialuku, production is looking okay. Everything is generally looking okay. I do like the idea of building a aerodrome here. You know, like there's something to be said for it. I want to build the aerodrome. I think I'm going to spam 6 tanks out of here to be sent to the western coast. 68 turns of building up my war economy is plenty of time, honestly. It's probably overkill. In fact, I know it's overkill, but this is why you do that, right? You do an overkill strategy so you can learn what overkill actually is. Because if you never do the crazy overkill strategy, you never get a vibe for it. So many people have made the mistake of assuming what would happen and not trying it. This is why we try things, right? All right, so we're in the process of bombing Madrid now. Another trench bombers coming in here. Let's keep on hitting them with these operational bombing. So we ran 6 bombing runs on this turn. I think I'm going to push forward a single tile into Madrid now, capture a couple of districts. I'm going to move my guns forward. I'll move my army commander forward as well, and my Katyushas, and then we'll look for further bombardments of the city, like right there. Taking out that unit with its splash damage. Perfect. So we are slowly grinding our way into Madrid. My squadron commander over here has leveled up. I'll go ahead and take a tactical strike here, +3 combat strength for packed ground attackers and bombers when attacking land units. That's going to be useful. We'll get slightly more damage efficiency. Got a tank rolling in on Pangsan again. Let's go ahead and make sure we take this out to keep this city-state safe. Right, these 3 tanks in Puteoli are going to take some time to heal them up. I'll promote this guy as a land ship. Let's move our Katyushas up so we can begin hitting Lugdunum even more. We'll capture this district to the southeast or southwest of Lugdunum. Perfect, making progress. Love to see it. Slow and steady, and yet not that slow at all. Just moving our ships in, grinding away our enemy's capabilities. Right, I'm going to push up with a dreadnought 2 tiles. I'll push up 1 tile with my fleet commander. This is so we can use this river as a staging ground for our naval invasion of Ravenna, so to prep the city with some bombing for what's to come. The fleet commander has leveled up. I will take combat strength with attack. I'm going to go for the bombardment tree. I think I'll probably just fill out the whole bombardment tree. I want the splash damage. I want reciprocal damage. So we'll go probably full bombardment. I do think bombardment is the strongest tree for naval units, in particular in a world conquest sort of context where you need like lots of really high strength ranged attacks, fending off land units. And that should be almost all of the units from my empire sort of dealt with. They shouldn't need many more orders, so that should be that. Moving our fleet up north at long last. We got into a few little scraps over here, but we're going to move up here and check out if there's any more floating island cities. I know I said this was a world conquest, but J-Riz might survive the purge. Just because he's the only person on the map who actually likes me. It's like, don't go to Civ tomorrow. Oh, man. All right, +3 combat strength for ranged and siege units. That's what we're talking about. Coming into Hilo, just doing a round of general growth. I'm not going to comment too hard on this. We'll just grow, 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 grow. Let's grab the Mastery of Hegemony. Again, we don't necessarily really care about what the tech actually does. It's just we're grabbing them. So Tarsus, I'm going to task you with a combination of tanks and Katusha rockets. Okay, we've got a bombardment done on Ravenna and we killed a tank. I'm going to move a navy in on Roma next and start controlling the coast here. They should try to sort of resist my bombardment, and it'll just be a way for me to farm experience. Right, time for a new round of bombing on Madrid. I'm probably not going to bother bombing the army commanders. I'm going to focus on bombing the city districts here. They're what's actually standing in the way of me taking the city. I mean, I'll do a little bit of damage to them, but they're not my priority. I mean, I guess putting them on cooldown is nice because it means he doesn't gather experience and he can't like block any tiles. Okay, so my squadron commander has leveled up again. Ground attack commander ability. I'll go for the ground attack one. Unfortunately, trench fighters don't get the splash ability as far as I'm aware. All right, so let's keep advancing, cleaning out the city. We'll do a little Katusha-ing. All right, more Katusha rocket launchers can be sent up thanks to the beautiful railroads. Bach has taken a little bit of damage. Let's have a look. What's damaged here? The department store. That's probably a good one to get repaired. And the radio station. We'll get that repaired as well. All right, so we've unlocked the economic victory, although that's not the way that we're going to be going this game. Our goal is world domination. Hamadan has placed its last population. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to a fishing town. Now, I don't know if it's actually connected up to anything, but it's going to start sending its food to all the towns that are connected in my empire, which is excellent. Non-Halima's town is continuing to grow, which is beautiful. Hilo, looking okay. Now I'm going to start spamming Katusha rocket launchers out of here for the invasion of the other continent. And I got a fleet commander that I'm going to position on the leadership side of things so that this city is getting a 10% production boost. I think it does have something to repair. Something looks damaged in here. The brickyard. It's so hard to tell what needs to be repaired. Hului here. So we've got 19.3 negative happiness. If I build a tenement, the happiness should in theory go up in this city. It went down. Yeah. All right. We love video games. I'll start spamming Katusha rockets. Indirect fire is very useful. Kusa here. We definitely need to get our influence up. We're like at near 0/negative influence. So getting the radio station, we do have a +1 adjacency over here. We'll grab that. And then we want to have the opera house on top of that too to get even more influence. All right, we have the option to do a weapon of mass destruction strike, but we have no solid targets right now. Instead, I'll just use a carpet bomb order on this army commander here to get some experience while we wait. What I really need to do is like somewhere like Puteoli or in Ostia, I need to get myself an air pad. I'll put my great banker to sleep because I have no intention of using him. And I think with my squadron commander here, I'm just going to mass bomb this defensive structure here. It has 250 health or whatever. So I'm hoping, yeah, perfect. Means we should be able to move in a tank to capture that when the time comes. You gotta wait till all the animations finish. Okay, we have an aerodrome commander in Kapa. I think what we want now is to get ourselves a squadron commander who will be able to land over here and hopefully use to start actually invading Yasodharapura and a few of these other places. Timothy's house is a little bit vulnerable right now, so I'm going to buy an AT gun in there to defend it. Invading Ravenna. We've got a few tanks on the coast that we need to kind of clear out. Going to move my tank across the water here. We'll take out this district too. Perfect. May as well use the coordinated strike on the city center. That will actually get you a level up, which is nice. This will take the splash ability +5 combat strength from order as well. Beautiful. And many turns we have waited, and now we have debated. It is time to destroy Lugdunum. And the carpet bombing of missiles commences. There we go. We shall keep that settlement. So where are we heading next with these units? I'm just going to start spreading them out. Probably take Corduba and make our way up the the Empire here. I'm starting to get lazy with this guy, so I'm just going to mass bomb this tile right here. Should clear it out pretty much. All right, rebasing this squadron commander forward. We should have another plane to rebase up to him too. And we've got some bombers in here. That'll help clearing this out. I gotta say, man, here's the thing. Even though, you know, I have a lot of issues with Civ 7. I gotta say, I'm sitting here and I've got a smile on my face. Like, I am enjoying the game. It's really fun to play this sort of... It's a lot more fun. Like, this is what I will give the game credit for. It's a lot more fun to do warfare in Civilization 7 than it is in Civ 6. I don't know what it is. There's something about the vibes. I don't have to, because I guess in Civ 6, I'm always wondering, like, oh, when am I unlocking my next unit? When am I going to hit a brick wall due to technology? But in this, like, I can keep pushing as long as I have, like, the right setup. You know what I mean? I'm going to take the Resolute promotion here and then order for +5 combat strength. That'll look good. I gotta say, the war game in Civ 7 is amazing. Like, they really nailed it. It's super, super fun. Like, I'm sitting here and normally, if I was playing Civ 6, I would be hating myself right now. And this, so like, I'm enjoying this despite all the issues that like we've talked about with the UI and like units stacking on top of each other and stuff. Like, they've made a really beautiful and wonderful game. From a gameplay point of view, it's just like, come on guys, let's get that UI up. I think I'm going to do a video, and you'll probably see my UI video before I actually release this, where I'm going to go over, I'm going to talk about like, okay, here's what we can fix about the UI and how I think they could fix it. I think I'm going to give a I'm going to say this is a problem with each thing, and then I'll give a quick suggestion on how to fix it, but I'm not going to say they have to fix it that way. I think that's a bad way to do it. Like, I don't know what the right way to fix a problem is. I'm not a developer, you know what I mean? I play video games, okay? I play the game, I generate the feedback, I give them the feedback. If they come up with a way that they think is better than what I thought of, or did they know what they're doing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm giving them the credit, the credit of the doubt, the doubt of the credit, okay? I'm in debt to the developers in terms of credit, but on a doubt, I'm a doubter. I'm doubt credit. I don't know, man. Words are hard, but we're blasting our way through this Navy. Like, that was pretty satisfying to just blast your way through a whole bunch of like old wooden ships. I got these dreadnoughts rolling off the production line, smashing our enemies. So Ko here. That sounded like a YouTuber introduction. Ko here. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm gonna build a rail station. Well, maybe we can live without a factory in here. Let's get the tenement for the happiness. We'll get the stock exchange for gold. We'll build a port, city park, plus a department store. That should be you. You should be good to go after that. I mean, if you're not good to go after that, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let's get this tank up onto the shore. We're going to push our dreadnoughts and naval commanders down the river slightly. We'll still be able to bombard the capital, but we want to bring these down as siege support, you know what I mean? Want to have all the ships on the coastline just bombing and bombing and bombing. Even if they are just cruisers, you know. The thing about a military unit is, when you build a military unit, you gotta attack with it or do something with it to justify the fact that you built it, you know what I mean? So that's the thing about military in strategy games. You gotta, if you build a unit, you gotta justify the expense that was put into it, you know what I mean? All right, let's start bombing Cordoba. I think these are medieval walls, so they should go down to a single bomber strike, except for the capital tile, which has proper defensive fortifications in it. And then we should have another plane that we can scooch on over there to rebase. And I'm going to move this tank forward and promote it. We'll get our Katyushas. We'll skitoosh our Katyushas. How about that? Skitoony. Oh my god, I just unlocked a core memory by saying the word Skitoony. Did anyone else just have a late 2000s flashback to Cartoon Network? Skitoony! You can't tell me that people working in the entertainment industry weren't on drugs, dude, when they were writing some of that shit. You just can't. I don't think it's the entertainment industry is fueled by cocaine and just probably crimes against women. Like, that's really what it's fueled by. And it's fucking sad, dude. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know, and it's fucking horrible. Anyway. We're getting into the churn, baby. This is a churn game. We're churning. And it's a good churn. I like the churn. I live for the churn these days. Did anyone ever befriend Candy? We can. All right, I'll befriend Candy. Candy, I'll be your friend. Here you go. Look. There you go. Influence. 10 turns, you'll be my friend. I'm gonna carpet bomb this because I'm lazy. But then, you know what the great thing is? When you have 6 units in an air commander and you use the carpet bomb command, you can just alt tab and start reading Reddit. And I can read all the hate comments I've been getting lately. Oh, look at that. Potato, all he does is complain. I'm sorry that I fucking made 2 rant videos out of like 30 videos I've made since the launch of Civilization 7. My bad. I didn't realize 2 videos meant that I was whining all the time. Jesus Christ. Media literacy is... Well, I don't even know if that's media literacy. This is just people making shit up. People act like you're not allowed to get mad on the internet anymore. It's like, oh, if you get mad, that's like... Dude, no. Don't you know, like, this is the era of justified anger. I'm allowed to be mad. I'm allowed to be angry. Because here's the thing. I yell for a minute, I feel better, and then I go back to porking your mom. That's how that works. I shout at you, I call you a moron or something. I don't know. What's the new word? I call you a crash outer? There's always a new word. I call you an oomphy. I get that emotion out of my system, and then I go back to porking your mom, playing Civ, you know, reading about the collapse of Western civilization on Reddit via the Trump administration. No, listen, we're going too far. People watch these videos to escape from politics, okay? They watch me play fascist Russia invading the world because they don't want to think about real world politics, you know? And I respect it. I get it, dude. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. This bit is a little bit too on the nose, okay? This feels a little too much. Okay, but it's also not a bit. It's a bit, but it's not a bit because it's too real. Anyway, sometimes the best bits are not bits, but they're kind of bits about the fact that they are bits, but they're not bits and it's not real. And now the only thing I know is Bitcoin. Oh God, I said the word Bitcoin in the video. The fucking comments are going to be like, I bet you there's bots out there that scrape videos for commentary. And they're like, oh, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Oh, this guy mentioned Bitcoin. Invade the comment section. Tell his people to buy our scam, fake, decentralized listen, okay? Here's my absolute ultra nuclear mega burning scorching hot take on cryptocurrencies. Are you ready? If you buy cryptocurrencies, you're not an investor, okay? You're a gambler. And I think, listen, it's okay to be a gambler. Just don't pretend it's anything else, okay? Just stop pretending that you're like an investor. You're not an investor. You're gambling. Okay? You know how I invest in Bitcoin? Here's how you know I'm a Bitcoin investor, okay? I buy a set amount of Bitcoin every month, okay? I do one transaction. And then when I have doubled my money on that, I sell it to secure my gains. Now, I only put like 100, 200 euro on that a month, because the rest of my money is going into the puts on the Dow Jones right now. No, I'm just kidding. That's how you know I'm an investor, because I'm not checking it every day. I'm not trying to like, beat the squiggly line, okay? Never try to beat a squiggly line, okay? First of all, that squiggly line is like the aggregated insanity of humanity, okay? You're never going to beat a squiggly line, so stop trying. Second of all, if you check your investing account more than once a month, you're gambling. Okay? Unless you are paid, unless you are a literal like algorithm computer person who has been designed to trade on, you know, the fluctuations of electricity prices based on the wind speed off the north coast of England, you're not you're gambling. And listen, as long as you admit that it's gambling, I don't have a problem with it, but stop calling yourself a day trader. Stop calling yourself an investor, okay? You're not. You're gambling. And again, there's nothing wrong with being a gambler. There's something wrong with being a gambler and not being able to stop. Okay, if you have a problematic behavior, listen, I get it, dude. Sometimes you want to roll that. Listen, there's a reason loot boxes are so enticing. You roll, oh, dude, but if I could get the legendary, I could get the dragon lore. The dragon lore. I get it, man. Just don't. You're not. Listen. If you open cases in CS:GO, you're not an investor. You're gambling. Okay. Oh, dude, you want to invest in some keys? Listen, dude. That's not investing. I'm telling you now. I know you have feelings about this, but the rest of the world is watching and we're disappointed in you specifically. Anyway, we're blowing up a lot of American infrastructure here. Me when I'm the president. No, I'm just kidding. No politics. I'm just kidding. I didn't say it. I saw a fucking TikTok. I was basically a guy looking into his phone saying like, now I'm not saying somebody should. I'm not saying that. And first of all, It's a sign of the times that I knew exactly what they were talking about. And then I opened up the comments and every single person was like, yep, we know what he's talking about. And it was, I just saw that and I was like, damn, dude, that's simultaneously kind of messed up if you step back and think about it. But also, how messed up is it that, okay, I'm not saying I agreed with no, I'm not going to do the bit. No, let's not, because people will clip that and they'll be like, oh, the bad guy did the bad thing. It's just a joke, okay? I didn't actually say anything too spicy. I referenced a person. I was a reference, bro, okay? No. We endorse political neutrality here, okay? Ireland. What do we have? Our Navy is like 4 guys on a rowboat with a pint of whiskey. A pint of whiskey. You heard me. Oh shit, we're going to capture Madrid. Nice. Okay, so Madrid is mine. I've seen the 4 guys, actually. I wave to them. They sail down the Liffey every day, and I always come out with a cup of tea and some biscuits for them because I'm a good citizen, you know? And I think being a good citizen, that's an important thing to be. I think being a good citizen, you know, like following the laws, regardless of their morality, that's what a good citizen is, you know? That's the world that we're living in. You know, where if you want to be a good citizen, you should do it. No, I gotta stop doing the bit. I gotta stop doing the political bit. I'm sorry. It's just, we live in these times, okay? We live in the times where this kind of a bit makes a lot of sense. Anyway, comments of this video are gonna be crazy. I'm kind of looking forward to it. And then the other one is gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe he talked about killing people. Listen, everything I say is a joke. Everything I say is nothing. Do not take what I say ever seriously, unless it's about civilization, right? We're in the churn. I'm just saying shit. None of this is a statement. It's just random mashed together thoughts in my brain as I grind my way through a Civ game. And this is, for some of you guys, this is what you live for. You're here for this, okay? I remember, some of you remember you gotta break a few eggs, all right? Some of you guys remember that. And I know you remember that because I remember it. And that's one of my favorite bits. It's where I posted that I forget the actor's name, but he was the guy who played, was it Soprano? Whatever, the Tony Soprano? Gandolfini? James Gandolfini? I think that might have been his name. No, oh my God, it's going to drive. Oh my God, it was James Gandolfini. That guy. But he was an, look, it's a whole thing. I don't know how to explain it to you. You're sitting here, you're probably a Civ 7 hater and a Civ potato enjoyer, and I don't know how to explain to you the lore. You know what I mean? There's lore. There is lore, and you weren't here for it, and so I'm sorry, dude, you're cooked. You're toasted. You're like waffles. You know what I mean? You're like Marlboro Reds in that one show or whatever. Was it Mad Men? It's like, no, everyone else's is poisonous. Ours are toasted. Fucking stupid show. I don't know. I actually never watched it. Mad Men. It sounded like misogyny.tv show.exe. And I was like, sounds lame. Because you know what I like? I want to watch men in space. Actually, that's the whole thing. That's the whole sentence I was going to say. They don't have to be doing anything else. They just have to be in space. No, I like watching like dudes fighting, you know, off the coast of Omicron, Persei, whatever. That's why I like watching Expanse with your mom. You know what else expands? Space at a continuously greater rate every moment. All right, what are we doing here? I'm wasting my life playing a Civ game. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. All right, we're capturing some districts. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know what is a capturable district and what isn't. It all looks the same to me. Like, how do I know? What's it, like, at a glance, I don't know how I'm supposed to know. Because in Civ 6, they had like little health bars forever. All right, we captured Cordoba. Let's move on up to Chalkis. Oh, we're grinding our way down the wild Atlantic way. We're fighting around many a ground. Oh, we're bombing and fighting and taking delight in the war of the worlds in our backyard. Oh, we're fighting and bombing. Aero Commander has leveled up again. I'm going to take Obliteration. That way I can get +2 movement for air units. I'm going to start packing units into this. I'm going to start with my Katushkas. Oi, ya Katushka. Ya babushka. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matatas, all the rest of our days. It's our philosophy to fulfill the prophecy. Intrusive thoughts. What if intrusive thoughts... This is such a, like, teenager fucking statement I'm about to make. What if intrusive thoughts aren't intrusive, bro, and that's what you're really thinking? That's like something you say the first time you smoke weed. Dude, what if the intrusive thoughts are the real thoughts, and the real intrusive thoughts are the normal thoughts? Oh, dude, I don't know what's real anymore. It's our problem. Alright. Bunch of Navy moving out. Bach has grown. We shall continue to grow Bach. So many growth events. It's crazy, dude. Alright, Astrakhan. Let's go to Fishing Town. Boom. It's making the good yields. So it'll start spreading its food around. Let's go with Brickyard Sawpit. Tiny little bit of extra gold per turn. Oh my god, so many towns are growing every single turn. Okay, what do we got? Back. I gotta figure out what I want to do with this place. I don't think we need to build anything. So do we want to just crank out military units? I tell you what, I'll go for more aerodromes actually, because we could use more air units. Speaking of air units, I'm gonna go for another round of trench fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trench fighters. It'd be really nice if there was like some sort of summary of all your factory resources, like all the benefits you're getting. Oh damn, I have some chocolate. I need to get more chocolate. Chocolate is 3% happiness. Hold on. We're about to make our whole empire better here with chocolate. I need to find more chocolate. Okay, there's chocolate over here. Oh shoot, does chocolate only spawn in the other continent? If chocolate only spawns in the other continent, that means for a world domination, you want to kill the other continent so you can get all the chocolate. Oh, damn. We just unlocked knowledge. I need to write... Dude, there's so much in this game that I need to, like, write down. All right, let's upgrade this dreadnought. Boosh. Big old nasty dreadnought. All right, we've captured Corduba. Where was this air controller? Right, let's do some quick bombing of Chalkis. 1 to 2 attacks per district should clear it. In you go. So I definitely feel like rushing to air units to get bombers out is actually really effective for a military victory as well, because of how much tempo it gives. You don't have to wait for these. Like, I'm outrunning these Katusha rockets with these tanks now. This guy got himself a promotion. Oh, I forgot to take the combat strength commendation. I'm going to go for tactical strikes. All right, we're going to fill this little lake with hostile ships as we continue to bombard every single inch of enemy territory. So I've definitely learned that while the Katusha rocket is a siege unit and does a lot of splash damage, and there are situations where it's quite strong, I don't think anything really just beats spamming bombers in Civ 7. And so by learning these sort of like optimal strategies, we can figure out where the balance is, do them over and over and over until the developers step in to fix it. It's the cycle of love and life. Break the game until the developer fixes it. All right, let's capture Munich, of all places. Getting myself a little munchin on. Munchin belongs to me now. We're up to 41 out of 27. Tank over here to assist with the capture of Athenai. Oh, actually, no, I don't, because I have this. My plan was to send my military units through here. Where can we rebase? Dude, air units being able to attack after rebasing is crazy. I can't believe they're letting me attack after rebasing. Okay, that feels a little too strong. Also, yeah, air units are just insane, dude. If you wanted to improve the AI, I would just give the AI like such a high priority for them to build fighters. Because damn, dude, the bombers just go crazy. The revolt time on cities also feels like, man, it's really long. Like, it feels long, you know? Normally, I only hear that from your mom. So stupid. Such a stupid joke, dude. No peace, only war. Old Benjamin, hitting the Benjamin, has been... Ravenna is mine? Awesome, okay. Custom religion majority. Nice! I think that's our, crabs are real people. Custom religion majority. Default text. Alright. Chalkis, your time is, well, it's, you know, it's up. Perhaps your time is right or left. I'm not sure. Let's grab ourselves a little bomber. We'll do a little strafing run. Convoy. Blow a few nerds up. Boom. Specifically, I want to bomb the nerds in Chalkis. I want everyone else to live. But if we could get nerd targeting bombs, maybe like you use Magic the Gathering cards, you like leaflet drop Magic the Gathering cards first. The nerds pick those up, and then you use the targeting data from the Magic the Gathering cards with the RFID chips in them. That's how you target the nerds. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what is this? As Russian power unifies, aristocrats grow nervous. We can get a cultural attribute point or a sign. I'll get a cultural attribute point. This sounds like fun. Plus 5% culture. Repeatable. What's this? What's this? There's something in the air. It's pops. It's pops. I'm putting pops in my cities. Uh-oh. Have we activated the infinite growth cycle? It's possible. Fake Camp. It's time for you to become a fishing town. Good job. It annoys me that I have to close it and reopen it to see if it's sharing its food. I'll buy you a grocer. This particular song, this Japanese motif, it makes me think of The Legend of Zelda. It's very reminiscent of a Japanese song. One of the songs from Legend of Zelda. I can't remember which one it is. It's one of the 3D Zeldas from like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. And it makes me wonder if that's like a Japanese motif that has been used now in this game too. All right, we're going to get Samo der Javia. Arrivederci. Buongiorno. Okay, back. You built an aerodrome. Produce me a nuclear weapon just for funsies. Kapa, I want you to get me an aircraft carrier so that we can use bombers on Yasuo Darapura. Right, we'll take the carpet bomb promotion with this guy because he's in control of, regular bombers rather than ground attackers. I got a migrant in Jambi. That tells me Jambi needs to be upgraded to a city or given a specialization. I'm going to upgrade it to a city, build a little ironworks, checking along the coastline to see if there's anything we can bombard. Jesus, these cities are in bad shape after I've been through here. Just smashing them over and over and over again. All right, let's take the bombardment promotion so we can focus on destroying districts and stuff. All right, let's start taking airlift operations. It'd be nice if we could start airdropping tanks around the map with that air commander. Generally, we're just going to keep attacking with our little T-34 style tanks that we have. I don't even know if those are T-34s. They just look vaguely like little rusky tanks. All right, Candy is 5 turns away from becoming our Brohan. Oh my god, another round of cities growing. Jesus, the sheer quantity of growth that my empire has. Hagmatana just reached its growth pinnacle. So either we convert it to a city or we leave it as is. I'm going to convert it to a city. Puteoli has reached its growth potential. Let's give it some repairs. That's a question of, do we want to convert this to a city or do we want to specialize it? You know, I think we could convert this to a city. Got our first aircraft carrier. We're going to fill it with bombers. I'll spend a bit of money on that to make it go faster. Okay, first tank is on shore in Yasuo Darapura. I say on shore, its first tank is hitting the enemy city. So we'll start hitting that soon. I don't think you were meant to play the game this deeply because it is starting to chug. Like certain UI elements are just like, oh god. So the big thing we need in Puteoli is production. So like we should get our warehouse buildings. So I'll queue up the brickyard and the stone cutter on the same tile. That's a little bit of production. We'll get the grist mill on the sawmill. Then we will get, well, we want to get the granary too. Put it right there beside the mut. We'll come back for the ironworks and stuff in here. It'll be busy for a little while. Okay, let's finish capturing Chalkis. We'll grab our bombers here. I don't know if this is the final city that we need to take for Chalkis. Okay, we've got Chalkis now. That's ours. We will keep it. We'll keep bombarding. Let's also make sure we sure bombard this guy right here. We'll capture that district tile. You take a turn to heal up. Rouen, I'm going to get you to bomb Rouen for me. Okay, Rouen has been damaged. Let's start working on these other defensive districts. I can't quite get a tank in there. No army commander providing movement speed bonuses or anything, so makes life a little bit harder. Yeah, every time this resource screen opens now, like my computer screams in pain. There's so many UI elements. It's like, oh god, please stop opening that screen. Jesus Christ. Oh god, the humanity, my processor is overheating. It probably is. Fucking this computer. All right, we're moving on up. We're moving on up. Moving on up. Rebase. Establishing bases. Battlefield communications online. Establishing war factory. I have I can do the RTS commander voice 100%, okay? I have played so many RTS games. If you need someone, do an RTS voice for your game, okay? Send me some lines and I'll do them. right? Battlefield communications online. Battle cruiser prepared. Insufficient funds. We have not enough minerals. We are under attack. Danger, Will Robinson. We're bombing them as they like sit in their little... The AI loves to embark their units. I don't know what's up with that, but sometimes they're just like, oh dude, we're in a war, let's put our units in the most vulnerable mode of transportation ever devised, the floating metal bucket, okay? And then we will sit them within easily reachable range of enemy aircraft who will completely and utterly eviscerate every last soldier we have sitting in these metal tubs in the water. And this is a great strategic decision. You have been promoted to Field Marshal. Jesus Christ, I can't tell what's happening on this front line anymore. There's just so much shit. I've got a mass movement of units to the other continent now. And I'm moving them the old-fashioned way because the thought of just clicking on railroads has me all hot and bothered, but in the bad way, in the frustrated way. Oh, why did I want to conquer the world? Why did I choose this? Every turn is an epic torture session. Particularly joined democracy. Okay, time to do our growth. All right, WAP city here has finished growing. WAP town. Ooh, WAP town. Interesting. We can't... I could, in theory, not research civics, but it's more annoying to not research civics than to just research civics, so I'm going to research civics. Yo, dog, I heard you like civics. Yes, it will hasten the end of the age. I know. 'Tis fine. Right. Bayou is going to be a fishing town, and it should share its food out, actually. Is it missing, like, a port or something? Nope, it has the port and the fishing key. That's kind of weird. Like, I would love to know why this isn't... Like, bro, you're like 2 tiles away from this other city that is connected. You gotta be shitsing me. Xanadu, blow it up, destroy it with your Katusha rockets. If I get Jambi a rail station, now this is a crazy question I have here, okay? Can I rail station across, I can rail station to here, which is interesting, but I can't rail station to there. Why is that? Is it not connected properly? Am I missing a port somewhere? See what we can do. All right, we'll bomb this tank a little bit just to get him out of the way. Boom! All right, perfect. A couple more districts and we're good to go. Shouldn't be too hard to bomb those last couple. Excellent. Plus, we got a promotion on this squadron commander, which is nice. I'm going to get obliteration for the splash damage for bombers, and I will give them +2 range with this commendation as well. +2 movement for packed air units. It's basically range. Do a little bombing run on Berlin. Yeah, I mean, this phase of the game, it's very hard to tell where your units can move, what's happening. All right, we're bombing this unit over here, taking out this guy. Let's keep capturing districts. All right, we do a little rocketry on this bad boy. We're good. We can chill now. We've cleared this out. I own most of the continent with the exception of J-Riz. J-Riz is going to start getting upset with me because he has a different ideology. That'll start to happen over time naturally. It'll be fine. We're at -7 influence per turn. You'll love to see it. All right, capture Rouen. That should be the final district of Rouen. We'll come in here and we'll start capturing like the aerodrome in Roma. All right. Come on, capture it. Perhaps I need to bomb it more. Hold on. Nope, I've captured this district. Okay, a little confused about that. That's fine. Benjamin Franklin, explain to me why I can't capture your city. It is so tempting to just queue up Operation Ivy and win the game right now. It's so tempting. But I'm a man of attempts. I will make the attempt to conquer the world. I don't think we can do it at this late stage, but I'm going to give it my shot, my best shot. I'll queue up a round of heavy bombers to be spread out and sent across the world to do my bidding. I'm going to take the +3 combat strength for air units from aerodynamics. Kusi? What? Let's build a city park and the department store. Cannery will get us growth, which is nice, and the tenement will get us growth and happiness, which is also nice. We'll get those real quick. This army commander over here has actually leveled up, so I'm going to click on him and go to the next tier. Capturing districts in Atheni with Rocket Arty, looking good. Let's take a look at Baltimore. It's a little city up here, well, a little town, and yeah, I reckon I could add a little brickyard. Saw pit. I think anything that only costs 100 gold is worth building. Anything more, starts to be hard to justify. Pop a little granary in here. I mean, what is the population? What's the growth? I mean, yeah, okay. I think it's actually fine to get a little bit more food in here. That'll push our growth up to a slightly higher number, keeping Baltimore going. And similarly, a Baroon here, you know, the return on investment on, you know, a brickyard, saw pit, maybe even a stone cutter by the end of the age just ain't so bad. So we'll get some value there. What are we looking at? Look at that, 2 turns of growth. I think once you start hitting around 20 turns before a thing grows, that's where it's like, maybe you should stop trying to grow that thing. It does also depend on like the phase of the game that you're in. Like if it's early in the age, you know, 20 turns for a single growth event, that'll pay itself off. But once you start hitting like mid-game of an age, that doesn't have a whole lot of value anymore. We've got some bombers rolling in over Roma now, and we're just trying to damage up all the districts here so we can actually capture the city, making sure that we take them out. And yeah, that should do it. We've captured Munich. We're not at war with J. Riz, but we can start working our way down the south here. There's a few cities along the coast that we could hit. Did nobody befriend Annie? That's kind of crazy. Although I don't have the diplomatic influence to befriend it anymore. Can this tank capture this district? No. Weird. Very weird indeed. Jambi, I'm going to build the opera house and the radio station because I want that influence. That will help us sustain the empire a little bit better. Get a brickyard, I'll get a saw pit, and I'll get a stone cutter in here. A brickyard, saw pit, stone cutter. Just get that little bit of production going. Why not, right? Brickyard, granary, saw pit, and we'll leave it there for you. We don't want to spend too much money on all these different things. Like Katusha rocket launchers are going to be able to bombard the district here. We'll get our tanks in to take it out. I'm going to grab my army commander here and bring him forward to participate in the battle for Yasodharapura while we continuously bomb the city. We're getting the process of bombing Puebla. Okay, there's an enemy tank on that tile. Let's grab our... I did have an air commander here. I don't know where he went. We'll do a quick little bit of dive bombing here for the purpose of softening up that tank. Right, he's softened up, and then we'll use our cruisers and our dreadnoughts to bomb him. Ugh, annoying, we can't capture that tile. Capture this tile, then we want to capture this one. Progress is fast. More like progress. Oh, looks like we got kicked over here with this guy. We can use our dive bombers. We'll take out this army commander with our tank, and we are trench fighting. I'm also going to bomb these tanks in the water as they are going to just be annoying for us if we do not deal with them. And they take the most damage while they're in the water with the way that embarkation defense works. So Athenai, I need to capture. Is this the final tile? Perfect. Belongs to me now. This army commander has leveled up. I think... Oh, wait. No, it was the fleet commander that leveled up, actually. Yeah, we'll keep going down the bombardment side of the tree. That's fine. Moving our fleet around to assist. We will be keeping that settlement up to 45 out of 24 cities. All right, let's get some shore bombardment going. That tank is dead. Let's bring our fleet commander forward to provide the extra range to our ships. Find that useful. We are shelling Washington. All right, let's scoop up electricity mastery just for the sake of getting it. There's no real reason. In Kapa, we definitely want to get our influence building, so I'm just going to schlock them down on a farm because farms aren't very good, and so therefore we don't care. Slowly get those influence buildings. We are super negative on influence, which is kind of exciting while also being bad. All right, where are these planes? Let's rebase onto the aircraft carrier. We will bomb the city. I do believe we have Katyushas here, but they need to be embarked for the purpose of being sent on the offensive. Crash our tanks through this district here, and we'll get another one on the way. Aircraft carriers leveled up. We'll go for the +2 unit slots. The +1 movement for air-packed units is nice. Torpedo bombers is good. We will work our way towards some of these other ones. We've got a squad commander here. Bomb the hell out of Washington, D.C. We took a bit of damage on our bombers from hitting this city, which is fine. That's part of the journey. Let's go full bombardment on this commander. Okay, Roma should be just about to fall. We've got a couple of districts we need to hit. So let's dive bomb this tank in the water. We'll dive bomb this tank on the beach. We'll dive bomb you, and we'll dive bomb you. Perfect. Then we'll use our remaining bombs to soften up this district here to make our lives easier. Then we'll bomb this aerodrome. We'll try and get these planes out of it so we can finally capture it. Capture this district. we will Katusha this district over here. We should be able to make an attack on it as well. Speaking of Katushas, some more Katushas are making it to the front line. I'll zip this guy forward and I'll pillage for health on him. Alright, let's scoop up all these units to make transporting them easier. The squadron commander over here has leveled up. Cargo drop's not bad. So in theory, we can heal units now, which is kind of a fun idea. That you can have an air commander heal your units. Alright, so if I buy a port in here, I might be able to get a rail station and transport units across the continent a little bit easier. Alright, Puebla is going to fall. It's going to be my city, or my town rather. Let's keep it. I need some more factory towns, honestly. Alright, we've got a gang of enemy tanks hanging out over here. Let's make them regret coming at us by Katusha-ing them. Hammering Berlin. Its defenses are falling rapidly against our tank onslaught. Progress is progress. Alright, sick. We just got Future Civic, electricity, opera houses. I think we'll take gold on opera houses. It's fine. My god, things got really loud there for a second. Apparently I'm Suzerain of a city-state. 5% science, free technology. Thanks, there's rocketry. I think I had a quest to build a launch pad, so I guess I'll build that in St. Petersburg. We're working on Future Tech and Future Civic, so we're definitely starting to approach the sort of end of time here. I'm going to use gold to purchase a railway station in Hagmatana because I want to buy a factory in here soon too. Because if I can get a factory in there, I can assign more of those resources to my network. All right, let's grab this army commander and we'll scooch him forward. We'll bombard the city, trying to take out these enemies. What's this? This is a rail station. I need you to pillage a regular tile to get a heal. Capture that tile. Let's keep taking this guy out. Bombing is happening. Can't believe this army commander has leveled up another 2 times. Let's take the leadership promotions. It's fine. Right, blast this guy. We can't afford to level you up, so we'll just pull you back to heal. And we'll use our Katushas to kill/soften up all of our enemies in the area. I do like the way the rockets rain down upon the enemy vehicles. Like, it's kind of cool. We're in the process of bombing Berlin in order to capture it. And we have to do it one attack at a time. As we just boom. And that's what it's called in the game, actually. It's called a boom. So we'll capture this district now. With this tank, I'm going to pillage so that he's healthy because he's getting attacked. And then I'll return to bombing. We want to keep booming Berlin. In particular, the city tile itself is going to be the strongest one, which will make it the hardest to take. So if we boom that the most, we'll be looking fine. That should be the city dealt with. I'm going to use my Katushas here to soften up the unit in the district. And then we can use the actual tanks themselves to clean it up and capture it. And then we just have one more tile that we need to capture, which is right here. So that should be pretty easy for us. With a city tile in Roma that we need to capture too. This is where the siege units will come in great help. Awesome, we got it. It's ours now. Roma has been taken. Roma has fallen. Big if true. Get our units moving up. We'll attack once and we'll attack twice. I'll drop a heal right here on this guy because we need to get a little heal on him. He's a little hurt, so a little supply drop will do the trick. Boom, nice little heal bomb. That ability is awesome. We have an economic point and a wild card. 5% gold repeatable is pretty good, so I'm going to get that twice. It's going to be 10% gold in our entire empire. I think I captured the terracotta army or something because I think I got a free army commander from somewhere. I'm going to start sending my fleets. I'm going to start scooping up units to bring our fleets over to the other continent. We still have a battle to fight over there. Enemies in the water that we need to take out. So people are starting to beg me for peace, but I'm not particularly interested in that. Upward momentum. All right, 6. So we get a scientific attribute point and we enter a celebration. I think that was for completing our mission, although we have all the scientific attribute points that we could need. And so while it is a celebratory moment, I think it is a bit of a, well, it's not something we're going to celebrate too hard. Let me just put it to you that way. All right, let's buy a factory in here like we had planned. Doesn't matter where it goes. And then what we're going to do is come down to this city, Hagmatana. We'll put in all the kaolin. That'll get us a nice boost to our culture across our empire. Now we do also have somewhere else we could probably put coffee in. Now we've got maxed out coffee. We're going to need another city for citrus, that's for sure. And Hagmatana needs to get its opera house and its radio station because we are currently at minus 27 influence per turn, which is a little bit, just a little bit of a problem. I get 1,000 science for that. Nice, sick. I don't know what I did exactly except for I plugged in a card and suddenly I got 1,000 science. That's one of the problems I have with the narrative event systems in these games, is that like things will happen, but it won't tell you why. And it really becomes a thing of where the player has to learn where an event came from in order to learn what triggers an event, in order to become good at the game, which is something I just do not find rewarding. That's the only problem I have with it, is that I don't find it rewarding to have to dig through the game files and figure out, like, I'm never going to do that. I'm going to wait till someone else does that, and then I'll learn from their work, because doing that just doesn't sound fun to me. I like to learn how to play games by playing games. And so when games hide information from me, and I have to go to a wiki or search it, like, that makes me like the game less. Now, like, you know, not every game is going to perfectly do everything that I need it to or whatever, but it'd be nice if every game was perfect. You know what I mean? All right, we're going to Katusha these fools. That should get the kill. There we go. Perfect. I have an ungodly amount of units crossing this ocean on their way to the other continent. Yeah, you know what? Let's nuke Washington just for funsies. Get nuked, loser. Get destroyed. Oh, there's radioactive fallout on those tiles. Ooh. Neat. Is there any weapon as satisfying to use as what is genuinely the most dangerous weapon ever conceived of? Right? Just watching, maybe people who play Civilization shouldn't be allowed to lead the world. You know, I'm thinking about that right now. All right, we dealt with this, did a little damage to our enemies. Actually, surprisingly, we managed to get a level up on this guy. Ooh, being able to attack and move after airdropping, that's quite nice. And units heal 10 HP after attacking mean we have to spend a lot less time healing up. We've already got 3 cities left to capture. I should have just queued up Operation Ivy and won this game already. But you know what, man? I'm a quitter. I'm 100% a quitter. I can't even finish that sentence in good conscience. Because I would listen, if I was playing this game my own, I would have just been like, you know what? I won. I don't need to keep playing. I've already achieved the goals. But because this is YouTube, and because I have a commitment to you guys, okay? When I started my YouTube channel, I said I would be the guy who would finish games. That's who I would be. Okay? Now, I love playing Civ. 99% of the time, I don't finish my games in Civ. A little bit different in Civ 7, because at least I finished the age, right? But I will finish an age, usually, in Civ. Not necessarily a full game. But as God as my blitzness, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I will tell you now, words are difficult to perceive and to say when you're trying to play a game and talk some mad bullshit at the same time. I forgot what I was saying. I don't know how to explain what I was saying neither. I will finish this game. That's what I was saying. Sorry, Benji, I ain't giving you peace, buddy. Instead, I'm going to keep smashing my population into my cities one after the other. All right, so if I buy a railway station here, can units... Oh, yes, they can. I can teleport units over here with my rail stations now. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, we'll take this district. I have a couple of airplanes. Oh, we don't need a carpet bomb, do we? Can you capture this? Give me the city. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to need to settle for this chocolate because 3% happiness is overpowered. But we did just get access to 3 more copies of chocolate. And we can assign those to here, here, and here. That should have a significant impact to our empire-wide happiness. I need to make some hub towns to stop eating this this penalty here real quick. All right, we're up to positive influence once again. Hub towns, very useful. Gotta say, surprisingly useful. Charlemagne's last city has fallen. Fall upon your sword, golden crowned man. No matter how many tears you shed, you are defeated. I wonder what happens if I just leave him here. Like, imagine just leaving this here and he has to sit here in humiliation overnight. That's kind of I kind of like that, but I guess I do have to deliver you guys the finish to this game. So I'm a little bit sad that I can't just look at Charlemagne crying for 17 hours. The assault on Capua is well underway. All the districts in here are starting to take damage, and we've even got more troops moving up. All right, I think we've taken the city center in Washington, D.C. So we just need to roll a few more tanks through here to capture the districts themselves. And we'll be able to start doing that over the course of the next few turns. We're going to start blasting Fushimi. Should be able to capture it next turn. We're now at 50 out of 25 cities. Okay, Fallout does a lot of damage to your units. So be careful when playing around Fallout. Kids, don't play near Fallout. I guess that's the lesson here. All right, we're softening up these districts. As far as I'm aware, Capua is now ready to be captured. Should only have 1 district left to grab. But I think we need to bomb the units out of it. So we'll do that first. All right, that should be it taken care of. And next turn, we'll be able to capture Capua. I don't know if we'll be able to capture Washington, D.C. next turn. I am still moving units sort of up to this area. I guess I'll turn Madrid. Well, no, I'll probably convert it into a city next turn or something. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of time left in the age. Let's capture Fushimi. We do have a bit of a Russian counterattack with some tanks here that we'll need to blast. Or I say Russian, it's Catherine. I'm Russia. I can't counterattack myself. That doesn't work. I feel like I've learned a lot, though, about how a world conquest works and what I need to prioritize. I think in Age 2, you've got to prioritize capturing as much of the chocolate as possible, because that will just enable you to go and basically ignore happiness. Nothing else I can really do in Kusa. I guess I could build the department store. It has its tenement. So modern bridges have happiness upkeep, which isn't ideal. And you know what? Let's just nuke this city just for the fun of it as well. Harry Laya. Oh, I guess my bombers aren't ready? They're not feeling like it? Okay. These bombers are feeling very French. They would prefer to riot than to do their duty. French.mp4. Alright, we blasting. Well, let's get them. It's really funny how the whole world like looks at France whenever there's like a social disorder or whatever. And everyone's like, yeah, that's how it should be done. Burn those cars. Or at least everyone I see. No one ever, I don't think I ever really see people pearl clutching, because whenever you see in the news, right, you got like, oh, French protest in the Palais Blanc, whatever, you know, several cars set on fire. Everyone's like, that was probably a rich person's car. Fuck yeah, burn it. And I'm like, the people yearn for revolution. I don't know, just something I noticed. I don't know if I'm like off base here. Maybe it's the places that I spend time in, but whenever some crazy stuff is going down in France, and I look at like the news article comments or whatever, everyone's like, those French people have got the right idea. Show the government who's boss. I'm like, that Ford Fiesta really oppressed those French people. Smoldering ruin of a, you know, some kid's first car in the news story. I gotta tell you, if I was a smart dude in France, okay, and I was gonna make lots of money, I would create a service for rich people where we monitor the political temperature in France and we keep an eye out for any protests, okay? And then the service we offer is, if we think there's a high probability of a protest, we will go get your car for you and get it out of the city so it doesn't get burnt. I think that's a service that I feel like they actually need. Yeah, sorry, sir. The left-wing opposition just tweeted, and we have to get your car out of here. God damn it! I must pick up my kids from school. If that service doesn't already exist, I feel like that's capitalism failing. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be about deploying capital, ownership of wealth in an efficient manner to generate profitable business ventures and accumulate wealth, okay? You're not supposed to just sit there and leave money on the table, okay? That's bad capitalism. You gotta scoop it all up into your pockets like it's like you're bee at a sugar table, like you're a bee at a sugar table, which is basically just a flower. Oh, do I have to manage all these units still? Do I have to? Honeydew. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Honeydew, scooping up units for the war. This is what we call the end of the video. We're on the last stretch here. Like, we've got, what, another 40 turns max? 47 turns max, probably less with these age progress doodles. All right, let's convert Madrid to a city for fun. Oh, I have so much regret. I'm never doing another world conquest in this game, dude. It's just not happening. This is like minor torture. All right, good round of bombing here on the enemy districts. Let's bomb this tank as well. This should actually have led us to have a promotion on this guy. I'll go for super carrier so we can get that +5 combat strength too, so that we do a little bit more damage. That should speed up the war slightly. Blast you. We'll move our tanks in to capture these districts while our Katyushas do the damage, as is their job. A big wave of units heading down towards G. We've got a big wave of units heading up to Harry. We've got a navy moving along the coast. We're going to want to send our army up through to meet that navy, because they're going to help bombard and take the coastline. And then we could sweep into the center. Now, this aircraft carrier actually got another level. Let's give it the battle group promotion. Ooh, we're doing a little blast here. I think it'd be sick, dude, if we had another layer of combat, like space combat, you know what I mean? You had space commanders up on the orbital layer fighting little Well, space combats, you know what I mean? I just think space combat would be neat. Okay, I think I'm about to capture Washington. What am I missing? Okay, nothing. Okay, that is old Benjamin Franklin dealt with, I think. All right, I'm going to buy a rail station here, and I'll start sending my units over to that rail station so that they may find a route to the promised land. Got a few little unit upgrades to do in here as well. And then generally, we're just going to be microing our armies. Can we rebase anywhere? We can establish an airbase down here to get this guy moving in the right direction. I'll let all these tanks heal up. You need to get off that tile because you'll die if you stay there. You better be thankful that I'm spending so much time cutting out all these units that I'm moving. I want to thank you in the comments. Thank you, Great Potato, for not showing us all of this incredibly fun micro that you have to do. Our Lord and Savior, Potato McWhiskey. I did a couple of science progress things just for funsies. Oh, we launched a rocket. Oh. It disappeared. Well, and they were never seen again. You best be glad I'm also cutting out all the time I spend growing my cities because we have 5 billion fish. All right, let's hammer this city district. We need to get rid of this tank here, and that should, yep, that's that taken care of. Let's jump in and hammer this city. Harry will capture this district as well. That's now my city. Thank you very much, good sir. We'll begin moving troops northwest. Like we said, the plan was to get to the coastline so that we could be supported by and support these naval commanders. All right, let the rockets hit the floor, baby. We're firing. Don't do it. I'm going to do a little bit of repair work in Chalkis. Let's convert this to a mining town. We might get a little bit more money out of it. I think that's nice. Can I use the railroad? Yes. Okay, we're getting units over to the new continent. I would like to rebase the squadron commander, but I don't actually see anywhere I can rebase to. I mean, I can't get aircraft command here. I can't get one here either. It definitely feels harder to get aircraft to where you need them. Like, even trying to establish an airbase, the fact that you can only do it on empty tiles in the late game, that makes air units quite a bit harder to use than I was otherwise expecting. Because getting them to where they need to be it's a bit of a challenge. Another thing that I find quite difficult, just because of the sheer amount of, like, mess and stuff on the map, is I have no idea where my roads are. I have a really hard time telling, like, oh, is that a road? Is that a road? Can my unit move quickly down this tile? Is that the road? Is this the road? But yeah, I definitely felt like in Civilization 6, I had a much easier time telling what a road was and what a road wasn't. Well, I definitely think the graphics of Civ 7 are better. They're a lot less clear. And that is possibly more important than better graphics, is the clarity of the graphics that you have. Because, I mean, if something's like, I mean, you've all heard the saying, right? You're dating a hot girl, dating a hot boy, but their life is an absolute train wreck. That's what we call a hot mess. Right now, Civ 7's a bit of a hot mess, you know what I mean? Like, it's really pretty, but it'll ruin your life. Alrighty, we're depositing specialists all over our empire. We're growing. You've reached your final form. Why don't you go ahead and become a fishing town for me? You should be quite good at that. Interesting thing about the splash damage is I think if you do a lot of damage to a unit because it's like embarked, I think that multiplies the damage you do to the adjacent units, which is very interesting, because I don't know if that feels how it should work. You know, I don't know how to explain that better than that. Like, maybe that doesn't feel quite right, you know? But yeah, we're in the process of swinging a huge number of tanks around our enemies, bombing districts and all that jazz. There we go, there's a district down. All right, looking good in here. This squadron commander has leveled up. We'll grab the danger close and the +5 combat strength order promotion, or commendation rather. Still got quite a bit of progress left. Progression. Dropped a massive fleet on our enemy's doorstep here. And we're going to be using the barrage land target ability to try and save on actions. Captured the capital tile already, which feels good. My hope is that this will speed up the capture of their capital there. So I don't fully understand why this squadron commander can't go over to this airbase. I'm wondering if he's carrying too many units or something. Do I need to come in here and like give this guy logistics so that he can carry this guy? Ah, okay, that seems to be what the issue was. So, okay, that's actually really interesting to note. So that the logistics promotion matters more than I thought it did. That the size of the destination place is just as important, well, if not more important, right? You would say maybe it's more important because it dictates how big your things can be. All right, let's make good progress on White Oak here. Might be able to capture it in a single turn. Not quite. Next turn we'll be able to grab it. This is like day 5 of me trying to grind my way through this game. It requires so much mental effort, dude. These big grindy war games, hey, listen, they are better, but they is not fixed. Let me tells ya. Right, let's start smashing some districts for the capture. So we've pretty much captured this. This will be finished in a turn, so let's start pushing west now. We'll move our tanks onto the river tiles while we bombard with our ranged units, trying to soften this place up. All right, I'm going to put all these boats to sleep for a turn because I'm just lazy and I don't want to have to move them. Well, I guess I could scoop them up and get a move on. Okay, I would really like G's capital tile to fall this turn. So I'm going to blast as many units as I can at it. Come on now. Okay, maybe this will be the end. Oh, just barely broke through. Captured White Oak up here in the north. We get to upgrade our boats. We will be keeping this settlement because our goal is world conquest. Trung Treng will also fall to us. We will be keeping that settlement for ourselves. All right, we've captured a couple of districts in Wilwakita. I'll push forward with my AT guns, keep our Katyushas blasting as the city slowly gets eroded. Well, I say slowly, we're ripping through them now at this point. We are ripping through. Ciudad as well should fall to us here. Make sure we take out this district. I think that was the final one. Yep, that belongs to us now. So we got our hands on a little bit more gold, a couple more horses. We can assign those for happiness. Happy our cities are, the better. The big thing we want to get our hands on is chocolate. I don't remember. I think there's some chocolate down here in G. Rebase over here and hit the city's districts. Waiting for the bombers. Now we will get intercepted here and that will hurt, but that's something our bombers are quite good at sustaining. In particular, once we get dogfighting, our planes will be better at defending. All right, can we capture this district? Capture this district. Come on now. Okay, we can't quite capture. I think we need to bomb it a few more times to take out the units on it. All right, we need this squadron commander dead, and hopefully this will count as a capture for this city. That's huge. That's another chocolate added to our network. So hopefully our negative happiness will become less. Man, Rostov on Don, why is your happiness so low? Like, tell me about this. What are your deductions and where are they coming from? Okay, I got to assign all these resources for happiness. Like, this is a city here, so let's get pearls in here to optimize it. It makes a surprisingly big difference to even just put resources in, because we do get +1 happiness in cities for resources being slotted in, or +1 happiness in settlements rather. And that's a 2% yield boost. Like, that is not insignificant. I mean, it's not amazing either, but it does help. AT gun is taking damage, which is great because now we can deploy more tanks across the river. Moving my fleets over to fight the land. Fight for my land. It's my land. All of it's my land. Everything that the light touches, Simba, is our justified clay that we can conquer. Delicious clay. All right, let's start hammering the districts of Linchi with our bombers. Some of these have medieval walls, so a single bombing run will basically obliterate the defenses. There we go, lovely. And so it shouldn't be too hard for us to make progress in Linchi. Okay, progress is happening. We're slowly but surely, consistently making our way into the enemy lines. Captured another airstrip. I could use a couple of these dive bombers to take out these AT guns. I think that's not a bad move. Right, let's do a little bit of rail transfer over to the new continent. We've got a few tanks and stuff that we need to get going. I will say, as much as... Oh, what have I done? I've managed to hide my footage there. As much as this is a definite advancement, right, in the field of moving units around the map in Civilization 7, it still, in of itself, takes quite a bit of actions to get a unit to go through the rail network. Like, I have to move a unit to the rail network, I have to click once on the transport button, and then click another time to bring the unit to the destination railway station, and there is a maximum range on that, right? Like, you can't just transport all the way through your rail network. There's a limit. There's some limits there, and they're not completely insignificant limits neither. I have a ton of nuclear weapons. I've just been building them in my cities rather than units this whole time, just for funsies. All right, let's capture Merida. We will need to sail up the river in Axum to get control of that. Take on this dreadnought with my destroyers. I don't see any chocolate around here, and chocolate is the big thing. Percentage boosts to happiness will do a lot of work for us. I'm gonna grab myself some bombers here so we can take out Huaiyang. There's the first bombing round with the city getting plastered. We'll do the same up here. Right, let's capture that district, capture this district. That should be Huaiyang captured. Now, I don't know if it really added much to our trade network. Not really. Right, and now we'll use our bombers to finish off Lindsay as well. Okay, I thought I had captured every possible district in here, but the city has not flipped, which has me a little bit confused. This is where I would like point out, like, oh god, -5 on Benjamin Franklin's war. How is he still alive? He has this stupid little city. You know what, I'm gonna propose peace. Just to not take that -5 anymore. That'll actually ease up the happiness of my empire by a lot. I didn't realize I was at such negative levels with him. So I don't like see a district that I can damage. I see a Confucian aerodrome commander, which is weird. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to conquer the world in 4 turns, which is when the game ends. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit Shift Enter because I've reached a point of fatigue here where it takes too much brain power to continue playing with the UI and the game in its current state. So I'm just gonna hit it, right? I'm just gonna hit Shift Enter and quit it. Hit it and quit it, baby. You know how it is. All right, here we go. A flawless campaign. Looking good. We completed space race, all that stuff. Wait, have I completed more than 1 legacy path? That's probably a good question, because I think you get extra experience on your dude if you do. Yeah, we got 2. We got 3 even. We probably could have done 4 if we really wanted to. But man, did I run out of beans. I just ran out of beans. I had all of these beans and I ran out, man. All right, Modern 3 complete. Let's have a look. Ada Lovelace, victory. We almost conquered the whole world. Outrageous amounts of age progress. Outrageous amounts of ideology progress. Awesome space race, geographic society. Look at all that beautiful legacy points. We got ourselves a little legends report. Complete a full game spanning 3 ages, completing at least 2 legacy paths in every age. Damn, that's actually pretty damn good. Very nice. Very nice. Completed all tutorial challenges. Well, that's impressive. I just, you know, the end of a game feels a little anticlimactic. You know, where's my data? Where's my screens with all my data on it? You know what I mean? And I just miss it. I miss the data. I miss the data. You know, you just get kicked out to the menu screen and, you know, I just feel used by the game. We got Ada Lovelace to level 6 though in this game. Not quite at this super overpowered Note G. Yeah, but we did get somewhere with her. Yeah, I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!